You're welcome. I just wanted to start that way. You're welcome. Hi. So I'm not really looking for where to start this morning. I basically I have a place to kick off this morning. I'm your host, BKP. How are you? Now, right out of the box, Diane, and are we okay on audio and video? Is it in sync, or is it something that is
Looks
right
good
out of
to
the
me.
box?
Looks
Okay,
good.
thank you. All right, all right. Um, Sometimes when we open up the show, it's like it has to, you know, I don't know. Hi. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Diane. First and foremost, I'm attempting to, and please, right out of the box, thank you for messages. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for the videos. Thank you for your analysis because it's very important to me. And I try to respond to everybody and get back to you. I really do. If I don't immediately answer a text or get back, please be patient or accept my apology. I won't be like that because it's, I just humbly say it when we went to the convention, the amount of people that came up and said hello is enormous. And I'm never going to lose that. Never going to lose that. As long as this show goes live at 8 a.m., I'm going to make sure I'm focused and appreciative and just humbled by your kind words. And then there's always the ones out there that enjoy, picking at me a little bit. And I like that also. All right. So, wow. So what say you? Let's go here. Let's go here. Now, remember this, number 2, and I found this on social media the other day and put it in our list because it's really true. If Tom kills Jerry, the show's over. I mean, when you were a kid, you went back every day because today might be the day that Tom catches Jerry, and he got away, and we'll try again tomorrow. So you watch the power players. And just as recently, I referred to the Georgia GOP Inc. Convention last weekend. You watched the power players. And are you going to keep running? Are you going to keep running on the treadmill with them? So take that down. All right, folks. If you're new to the show, because we have new viewers every day, my main focus is always trying to watch for what they are trying to get you to believe, you and I to believe. What are they trying to get us to believe? What are they keeping us from seeing behind the curtain? What's really going on out there? And it's a struggle this day and age with everything moving. So give me number 22. So I have a question. For you. All right. Now, our Constitution, I'm not a constitutional attorney, so I'm always a little cautious with my constitutional analysis. Outside that, I can understand the general meaning behind the Constitution when I read it. But how do you feel about the Marines? And I'm serious here. How do you feel about 700 Marines? Okay. Thank you very much. It's a cat-tastic kind of day. I love when I get pet pictures that your pet is watching. It's a cat-tastic kind of day. So how do you feel about 700 Marines on the streets of Los Angeles? How do you feel about it? Now, another question I have, and just don't say I drove around 285, I drove 75 through Atlanta. Do you truly, and I say this respectfully, do you truly know, are you truly aware of the amount of damage Democrats have done, the amount of decay Democrats have done? Are you aware of some neighborhoods in this country that our citizens, our people, Americans, our children are living in squalor, rat-infested communities, that there's no services basically go into those areas? They've been abandoned. Democrats created these zones, and trust me, they're not enterprise zones in America. Are you truly aware of that? Are you truly aware, or did you fly into Detroit and they took you to that nice side that they created where all the street lights work, right? And the sidewalks are clean and the convention center? Well, I didn't see a lot of problems in Seattle. I just went to a convention out there. It was very nice. Are you talking about those 2 or 3 blocks that they cleaned up in every city in the United States? Or do you truly know the level of decay in the inner cities? Do you truly know the areas that at night, when a child is sleeping in this country, they hear gunfire? Do you? Are you aware of that? Seriously. Okay. Now, I've said for quite some time, and this is tough. I don't want to see our military on the streets in this country. I personally don't want to see it. I personally don't. And this is not to anger you, but now I'm not upset with what's going on in LA. Not upset at all. Okay? Not upset. When you go to LA, I've been to LA. It's been several years since I've been to LA. Several years since I've been to San Francisco. But several years ago, I went to LA. And when you go somewhere, and part of the guide tour is letting you know what areas do not accidentally find yourself in. All right? You know, I'll never forget, and I'm going to make this very quick. I'll never forget, I was at the Omni Hotel in Baltimore one time. This is my past life when I used to travel a lot on business and used to entertain customers and things like that. So I'm going to a Baltimore Orioles baseball game with a customer. We're at the Omni Hotel. All right. I had a headache for some reason. I got up the next morning. I didn't feel well. And I asked the guy at the front desk, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. And I said, is there like a CVS pharmacy somewhere where I can get, some Tylenol? And the guy said, you go out the front door, you go to the right, you go 1 block, you go to the right, and the CVS will be on the corner. He said, if you go 1 block and go to the left, you will immediately have made a mistake. You do not go 1 block to the left. You don't do that. You understand? Okay, no problem. So we have the troops. How do you feel about it? How do you feel? I said this. Diane knows this. I've said this in the past. I've always felt the only way to restore the inner cities in this country, all across this country, sadly, will have to be the military. Now, it will. I mean, I know what you're saying. Well, wait a minute. We have a court system. Really? So let's go with that. Are you aware of the disaster in our legal system in these cities? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of what people like Newsom, Nancy Pelosi, Bass, Kamala Harris, Oakland, are you aware of what they've done to this country? truly, I mean, I've needed to go up to Home Depot for a week to pick something up, but I've been afraid they were going to deport me. No, not ICE, the Republican Party. Sorry about that. Anyhow, that being said, are you truly aware? Well, we have a court system for that. We can't put the military in these cities. We can't do that. We have a court system. We have a system for that. We have checks and balances. Chicago. Remember what happened to Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City? You remember what happened to him? He came out and he said they could not sustain the illegals in the city. They could not afford. They were going to have to cut the trash budget, school budgets, everything in New York City. What did they do to Eric Adams? They destroyed him immediately. Eric Adams comes out to the New York City Council and he gives a speech and he says, look, I don't care who you are, Democrat, Republican, or whatever. Remember that? And Eric Adams says, we cannot sustain the city of New York, the cost of the illegals in the city. Housing, Medicare, food, we cannot. It's not possible. What's the first thing they did? Got rid of him. Now listen to this. Listen to this very close. What'd they do? They got rid of Eric Adams. For what? Give me number 78. Now, I'm not telling you Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, is like the greatest mayor ever. I don't know. I don't know how he's handled things. What'd they do? They got rid of him. What'd they do? They indicted him. What did they do? They tried to run him out. So instead of Eric Adams, who came out and had an honest moment with the people in the city of New York, instead of them saying, yes, we have to clean this mess up, we've got Bloomberg endorsing Cuomo. Cuomo, that probably should be on trial for murder, the disgraced governor of New York, Bloomberg's endorsing him. The question before New Yorkers is not who is the perfect choice. No mayor is perfect. The question is who is the best choice. To me, that choice is Andrew Cuomo. That's right. So you're about to have someone, a corrupt, very, very known corrupt, may have killed people during COVID, sexual predator as the mayor. Because why? Eric Adams said, we can't sustain this. So how do you feel? I'm okay. Here's the only thing I want. This is controversial. There's going to be so much, I think, not anger on this program because we don't do that. But there's so much room for disagreement. There really is. There's always room for disagreement on this program. Always. All right? Not anger. If you get angry and you can't have the debate, I politely ask you to leave, okay? But if we've got disagreement going on here, I'm fine. If we have peaceful protests on the airwaves, I'm fine. But if we are going to spend the money, if we're going to spend the money and take the Marines in there, and we're going to put, give me video, where is video 2, really quickly.
Denied the state of California's request to stop Trump from using the California National Guard to keep the peace and keep order during these protests. CNN's Elena Treen is at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where President Trump is speaking. And Elena, that's a big development, the judge denying California's request. Tell us about that, and tell us what the president has been saying in his Fort Bragg speech.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge deal for the president here and his administration. And we heard just moments ago.
Give me number 11. Right. The judge, Gavin Newsom, went to the court requesting California in what's called an ex parte order. An ex parte order, all right, it's where Gavin Newsom goes to the court, says, hey, Donald Trump had no right to call up the California National Guard over and above me, over and above, right? And he tried to get what's called an ex parte order. And in doing that, the court said no. Now, what an ex parte order means the other side doesn't even have to be notified. It's so important. It must be handled right now to the point, okay, to the point that the other side doesn't even have to be notified. We need an answer right this minute. And the judge said, no, I'm not going to stop this. Now, they are going to have a hearing. And then Gavin Newsom lies, right? Now, we'll get into this in just a minute. But the bottom line is, Trump is correct. LA would burn to the ground. It would burn to the ground. All right. So then Newsom lies and says, I never heard from Trump. Never heard a word. Give me video 3.
On between Gavin Newsom and President Trump. Gavin Newsom, after President Trump said in the noon hour in the Oval Office that he called him yesterday or the other day, Gavin Newsom tweeted the following. He said, quote, there was no call, not even a voicemail. Americans should be alarmed that a president deploying Marines on our streets doesn't even know who he's talking to. Well, President Trump contacted me from Air Force One on his way to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where he'll be in just a little while. He said the first call to Gavin Newsom was not picked up. The second call Gavin picked up. We spoke for 16 minutes. I told him to essentially, quote, and this is quoting the president, get his ass in gear and stop the riots, which were out of control more than anything else. This shows what a liar he is. Said I never called. So here is the evidence. And here is the call log that the president sent me from his phone. This was June the 7th. Now, granted, this was on Saturday. But look, there's 1:22 o'clock in the morning, which would have been 10 o'clock at night, 10:22 at night, California time. There was an outgoing call for 4 seconds. And then there was an outgoing call for 16 minutes. So that from the president, which says is proof that he spoke to Gavin Newsom early in the morning, our time, late at night, Friday night, would have been June 6th, I guess, in Los Angeles. So, Governor, over to you for the response.
I was just going to say that's next, right? We're waiting to.
So Gavin Newsom lies. He lies, okay? Trump never called me, all right? Number 50, he goes on there last night and he cries. He's in tears last night, Gavin Newsom. We'll talk about that momentarily. The governor of California, Governor Newsom, Trump is pulling a military dragnet. He's actually in tears last night. And give me number 51, brazen abuse of power. So if you're not aware of the deterioration in this country, you see, for me, it's more important that we reclaim our inner cities for the American people, the citizens, the children, the legal minorities that live there, so they can live in peace. They can live in peace. You have inner city sections, total sections. Street lights don't work, right? Nowhere to shop for food, nowhere to shop for clothing. All of those stores are out of the area. You can get liquor, you can get cigarettes, you can get drugs, right? Absolutely, absolutely. The grocery stores, most of the areas. The only reason that some areas may have a bank is a federal requirement, period. That's the only reason that there could be a bank in some areas. Most of those have pulled out. The branches have pulled out. So if you're going to put 700 Marines in LA, if you're going to, and I know what's going to happen if somebody's going to say to me, you know what? The first time a Marine hurts someone, all right, and it happens to be an American citizen the first time, okay? I know what's getting ready to happen the first time. And do you really want test run? Or is this a test run on civil disobedience? Is it? Is this a test run? I mean, there's a lot out here, folks, a lot. And how did it get created? How did this whole situation get created? By Democrats over the last 60 years in these cities? Democrat-run cities? And when Republicans had a chance to make the corrections, they didn't. They continued to allow it. Yes, they continued to allow it. I mean, sanctuary city is not a new term. Harboring gangs, violent gangs, right? The cartels, guns, drugs in these cities. This is nothing new. It's not like, wow, that happened last year, right? That didn't just happen last year. We have turned a blind eye, yes, to these inner cities for years, for absolute years. We'll go back and look at the disaster created by these mayors and the states, all of these cities. The list goes on. What I feel, you got to put 700 Marines. You go put 2,500 National Guard. You're going to clean the place up. You're going to get the job done. Clean out the cartels. Clean out the gangs. Go for it. Get it done. Clean up these cities. Clean up the streets. Now, the other thing, don't get alarmed. Trump told you he was going to do this. Trump told you he was going to do this 2 weeks ago on this program. I showed you where they put a list of all the sanctuary cities. They told you for the last Trump told you during his campaign. He told you he was going to have mass deportations. He said, we're going to go into these cities. We're going to clean this mess up. He said it. They told you weeks ago, that what? Sanctuary cities. Now, let me show you something. Diane, give me this. I got to get out. We got a lot to do this morning. Wow. Diane, I sent you a couple pictures. And I don't know if I told you I sent them, but if you do, give me number 80. Now, do you think that the National Guard is going to be called out? How many more cities and when? 6 arrested in immigration protests that drew hundreds along Atlanta's Buford Highway. Now, do me a favor here, Diane. I don't know, folks. Sometimes some of these videos, there's a word in the background I don't catch. Give me video 5. Let's go to Atlanta.
Hold on. Stop. Over there. Hammering it. Holy shit.
Clean it out. Clean it out. Let's go to Chicago, video 7. We would be all morning with these. How many cities? How many cities? One more, just one more. We've got New York City. I've got New York City. I've got all over the United States. Let's go to San Francisco. Video 1. Broad daylight. What say you? What say you? Military rolling down the streets, the Marines coming in, cleaning this mess up. Right? Now, I will tell you this. There are reports all around the world on this. All around the world. You go to different websites all around the world. Russia is reporting that we have more troops in LA than we do Syria. American troops. So what do we do? I think it's now. And I do think it's a touchy situation to have, give me 72, to have the Marines. But this is I'll tell you what, National Guard troops assist with ICE raid in LA. The Marines are called in. 63. And let's see what else I have here. Give me, let's go with the Pentagon are they doing enough to take care of our troops? Number 21, they found some troops sleeping in a room on the floor. Okay. 21, backlash. Over 80 arrested during chaotic New York City anti-ICE protest as thousands flood the streets. Newsom was crying. Yes, Newsom. Gavin Newsom. Newsom, as Trump would say. All right, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. My question to you, call in the Marines? Do it once and for all? See, I think you clean the cartels out. I think you clean the illegal guns. I think you clean out the drugs. I think you clean out the gangs. I really do. I think these people in these neighborhoods deserve. I think what you're going around, let's just throw the Democrat mayors in jail. Oh my God, do you realize what you're saying there? Do you realize all the lines you are crossing? Now, that being said, I know what you're waiting for. I know. I've gotten the messages this morning. When are you going to talk about this right here, number 55? When are you going to talk about number 55? When are you going to say Elon Musk put out, I regret some of my posts about President real Donald Trump last week. Some of them went too far. When are you going to say something? Give me 67. That is CNN. 67, right? I was wondering when you'd bring that up. Musk expresses regret over his criticism of Trump. 68. Right? MSNBC. Now, I find this interesting. Diane, give me number 47. So this morning I get a notification because I get notifications from Elon. I get notifications from Laura Loomer. I try to keep track of about everything moving. And Elon said, I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far. And Laura Loomer said, thank you for saying this. That's it. That's all she said. Thank you for saying this. Almost like, wonder if, do you ever feel like you're living in, now we have these series, and if you're watching Netflix, right? If you're watching Netflix, you're watching Apple TV, you're watching Amazon Prime, Hulu, whatever you're watching, and you're watching a series, and the episode ends, and there's a button that says click next episode. You know what I'm saying? Like click next episode. You ever feel like you're living in that sometime? Click next episode. So when we get back, I have a question for you, and I could not open with this. Oh, by the way, and if you ever get concerned and you're looking for you-know-who number 16, if you ever get concerned and you're looking for Pam Bondi, you can find her over at Fox News. Just saying. Now, let me just say this. I could not open with this. It got too emotional. I got emotional over it. You can laugh if you want, whatever you want to say. I really got emotional over this about 5 o'clock this morning. It troubles me on a daily basis. This troubles me every single day of my life. Yeah, it really does. What they did to our children, what they did to our families, what they did to our you and I during COVID troubles me every day. Every single day I'm troubled by it. Now, I want to ask you something. Do you have a family member, a parent, a child, an aunt, uncle? Do you have a family member anywhere during COVID that you feel that they, the bad people, killed your family member? Do you? All right, take a break.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCar Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I'm starting to get some answers here. How do you feel about... Hi, Diane. How do you feel about... welcome to the conversation. Welcome to the conversation. How do you feel? Now, June 14th is the big guy's birthday, Donald J. Trump, okay? And that would be right there. Oh, that's a nice shot. June 14th is the big guy's birthday. Now, the media has gone nuts because they're communist. I generally don't roll that out. But after a couple weeks with Noreen, for some reason I'm saying communist more than I have in I don't know how long. Noreen says she's, well, I'm just saying, okay? Just saying. If you're out there from sea to shining sea internationally and you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll catch you up a little later. But the Communist News Network, and I'm not talking about Russian. Oh, by the way, speaking of communist news networks, ABC got rid of Terry Moran. Give me number 18. Diane, how are you? Good. Glad to hear it. Give me number 18. So Terry Moran, ABC anchor Terry Moran was fired. He got fired. All right. So remember when Trump did the interview with the guy, and Trump looked at him and said, "Who are you?" People don't even know who you are. That's why I gave you the interview, try to help you out. I was trying to help you out. People don't even know who you are. You understand? So he got fired from ABC. So take that down. Anyhow, but the media is losing it over June 14th, Trump's birthday. Now, number 24, the media is advocating for and promoting. These are paid agitators in these cities. They are paid agitators working through nonprofits, yes, who get money through NGOs, non-governmental organizations, yes. And yes, there are pallets of bricks that are delivered. We showed you yesterday pallets of cinder blocks, pallets of bricks. The agitators are there to try to get. Now, there is a certain number of organic people that show up that just are there to protest. But the agitators are just that. They're there to agitate, create violence. Remember January 6th? Who was the guy that said go in? How many FBI were in the room in there that day? Agitators. So what to know about counter protest to Trump's June 14th parade? Protesters are taking to the streets and community hubs nationwide on Saturday in what organizers expect to be the largest single day anti-President Trump rally since the start of the second administration. So June 14th, Trump is having a military parade, and it happens to be the big guy's birthday. What and it's driving them nuts. I mean, there's pictures. If you go online, you can find pictures and video of tanks headed to Washington, D.C. for the weekend. You could find those online. There's tanks. There's going to be a major military parade. All right, June 14th. And it's being said that it's too much like a Russian Vladimir Putin parade. You know, are you aware when I say that? Listen to me. We are aware, you and I, Donald Trump's the commander-in-chief. He's top guy. You got your branches, right? Then you got your joint chiefs, right? The joint chiefs, right? And then you got your chief of the Joint Chiefs, right? You got Pete Hegseth. Then you got the guy that you salute. That's our Constitution. Our Constitution. Donald J. Trump is Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the United States of America. End of story. So we're going to have a big military parade on the 14th. Democrats all of a sudden are concerned on what things cost. Just like that. just like that. They're fiscal Democrats. You can't make this up. The fiscal Democrats are out there, right? Worried about what it costs. So June 14th, they are calling for counter protests all across the country. Now, give me video 6. ICE expected sent in to 5 cities, video 6.
Breaking just moments ago, NBC News reporting that ICE is preparing to deploy tactical units known as Special Response Teams to 5 Democratic-run cities. Those cities, Seattle, Chicago, Philadelphia, Northern Virginia, and New York. It's not clear if these raids will begin immediately, but all special response teams in those areas have been told to be ready to deploy.
She looks like she would fit right in on Fox News. Anyhow, right? 5 cities. How many, let me ask you this. We're asking questions, all kinds of questions, all right? You're starting to answer it. Are you okay that the Marines went to LA? The cities are a disaster, folks. They're a total disaster. Now, I'm okay the Marines are there. I just want to see them clean up the mess. Now, I mean the true mess, the drugs, the gun running, the cartels. Clean it up. I want to see that. But are you okay with the Marines going? Second, are you okay that President Trump, which he had the legal right to do, call out the California National Guard? That's 2. 3, do you think that after Newsom did that they're going to try to band together to destroy this country once and for all, if they could, like what's that, Pritzker in Illinois, the governor there, do you think he'll call out the National Guard? If something happens in New York City, do you think Hochul will call out the National Guard? Do you? Just wondering what you think. Do you think Brian Kemp in Atlanta will call out the National Guard? Or will Trump have to call out the National Guard in Illinois, Pennsylvania, maybe in Philadelphia, New York City? So let me go here. Give me, I think so. Now, Newsom, let's go with video 9. California Governor Gavin Newsom in tears last night, video 9.
Actions as an assault on democracy while issuing a dire warning to other states. Take a listen.
Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets illegally and for no reason. This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. That's when the downward spiral began. He doubled down on his dangerous National Guard deployment by fanning the flames even harder. And the president, he did it on purpose.
All right, if you listen to everything he said, he inflamed for no reason, fanning the flames. Now, let me tell you what they do. And this is true. This is how it works, okay? Well, the democracy's at stake. Obviously, the democracy still plays well. What they do is they put these words in. They put these words into a little machine. That's what we're going to make it sound like. And they come out with, on the other end, a speech with certain words, certain words that will trigger things inside your brain as you hear them. Yeah, so those little electrodes will start pulsating in your brain when you hear certain words. If you don't believe me, that's fine. That's fine. But that's what they do. That's how they do that. Right? And he comes on there and he's in tears. And he said, this will start happening nationally. So it wasn't illegal. It wasn't illegal. He knows, Karen Bass knows, that the city would have burnt to the ground. It would have. Trump is probably, right now, they're probably telling Gavin Newsom, you got a choice in San Francisco. We're going there this afternoon. Or you're going to see before the end of the day. I predict before the end of today, more deployments, and they come from the President of the United States, not the governors. So let me give you this one here. President Trump's at Fort Bragg. Video 10.
What you're witnessing in California is a full-blown assault on peace, on public order, and on national sovereignty carried out by rioters bearing foreign flags with the aim of continuing a foreign invasion of our country. We're not going to let that happen. We will use every asset at our disposal to quell the violence and restore law and order right away. We're not going to wait 7 days and 8 days and wait for a governor that's never going to call and watch cities burn. And let me tell you, if we didn't do this, Los Angeles would burn. It would be burning to the ground right now, just like the houses burned to the ground just a few months ago. And the only flag that will wave triumphant over the streets of Los Angeles is the American flag. So help me God.
Okay, so I'd have to go way back. Let's go to number 12 quickly. Number 12. There's approximately, according to what they know, what they're aware of, and I would say this is nowhere close, there's approximately 1 million illegals in Los Angeles alone. All right. Number 17, the tip of the iceberg. Number 21, backlash. You have New York City. We've talked about that. New York Times, number 27. Number 27, curfews in effect. Gavin Newsom getting a lot of coverage here. Growing demonstrations over immigration raids, 31, 32, go to 31, and then 32, the courts deny him. Now you have, this is mayor of L.A., right? Newsom leans into L.A. unrest to position himself as leader of opposition. Opposition is the country. Leader of opposition, opposing the country, validating the invasion. Give me number 30. There you go. Federal judge denies Newsom's request to restrict National Guard. Here is the mayor of L.A., 36. Trump didn't inherit a crisis. He created one. Yes. Trump created a crisis. Mayor Bass, your city has been a disaster for quite some time. I don't think Trump created the crisis in your city. To those stoking the fire of the lawlessness and chaos alongside him, LA will hold you accountable. Stoking the fire, inflaming, fanning the flames. Wait a minute. So if you see fire in any of these demonstrations, your PR people said lead people to believe that Trump is the reason those fires are started, and Trump is inflamed. They're inflamed, and Trump being there is in fanning the flames. Wow. How do we get my top PR people in here? Okay, so we got people setting fires to cars. How do we spin that? Trump is fanning the flames. Ooh, I like that one. Yes. The situation is becoming inflamed. Ooh, I like that one also. Stoking the fires. They continue to burn. I tell you what, you're on a roll, PR. I'm serious. That's how it works. That's what they do. All right, so here you go. Number 37, Stephen Miller. Didn't have a problem. Your state is a criminal sanctuary for millions of illegal alien invaders, cartel killers, foreign terrorists, transnational gangs, and insurrectionist mobs. Huge swath of city where I was born now resemble failed third world nations. Gavin Newsom, the only people defending insurrectionists are you and the real Donald Trump. Or are we pretending like that you didn't pardon 1,500 of them? That's his answer. But now I'm going to take this. What I told you, talking about the Marines, Stephen Miller's telling me they're aware. Illegal alien invaders, cartels, foreign terrorists, transnational gangs, right? Clean it all up. What are you going to do when a Marine kills a gang member? For me, nothing. All right, so I've asked the question. I'm going to put a couple more out here. Give me number 45. This is from Atlanta. We showed you earlier. Widespread riots erupt across U.S., plunging major cities into chaos, including New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, San Francisco, Chicago, Philadelphia, and now Atlanta. Cop cars, right? Just got to go through here. Hold tight there. I want to make sure I go through all these graphics before I wrap up, because I have to get to I want this one in a minute. So I have that one. I showed you that one. I want to do this one before we close here. Hang tight. The Georgia Hour, number 50, Governor Newsom, Trump is pulling a military dragnet. Good. I've got Trump 52. If I didn't send the troops to LA, it would burn to the ground. It would burn to the ground. All of a sudden, here's a California state lawmaker, number 57. Oh, this is the problem. Los Angeles. You remember the good old days? Coming into Los Angeles, bringing in a couple of keys. Don't check my bags, if you please, Mr. Customs Man. The good old days, right? Remember the good old days when you're just trying to smuggle a couple keys in to Los Angeles? I'm sorry, I do not know. I don't know where that comes from. I really don't. It just happens. So, Mike A. Gibson, a lawmaker, Los Angeles was targeted because they hate our migrants for the color of their skin. That's what it is. That's it, Mike. That's what it is. You got it, Mike. You got it. That's what it is. Woo, wow. let's see what else I might have here. 58. They don't show you the protest. They want to show you the military on our streets. Military. 5th day of anti-immigration protests in Los Angeles. They even brought out, I thought this was funny, give me 59. They even got the ukulele. I mean, you know, someone's going to show up with a ukulele. You know that. They're going to write protest songs. Yes. Let me see what else I have. Are they going to put really tough sanctions? Give me 69. Trump says Army bases will revert to Confederate names. Those Confederate names are coming back. 71. Gavin Newsom delivers major address slamming Trump. Says democracy's under assault. Didn't they try that and lose an election? Did they not try democracies under assault? Folks, I said this when the show when we first begun at the beginning. Well, anyhow, when we started, I told you this. What did I tell you? Trump campaigned on this. Trump told you he was doing this. He said he was going into these cities. He said he was. Now, let me ask you a question. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes until people see what happens, but don't forget the inner cities in the United States, Republican vote ticked up for Trump. Now, Trump went around the country and he campaigned on mass deportations. He campaigned on cleaning the cities up. He campaigned on getting them out of there. And vote in the inner city ticked up for Trump. Oh, this is a campaign promise he made to you. So Newsom is out there crying, democracy's under assault. Number 73, Trump said, try it, and find out what happens. Trump warns that military parade protesters will face very heavy force. Very heavy. Now, I will address, for those of you that's wondering, when is he going to really address the Elon Musk? I will. I'll address the Muskie. I will. So give me number, let's see. I don't even remember these. Give me 46. I don't even know what number is 46. If you're looking for, let's see, what is that? No, I don't want 46. I don't want 46. Take it down. Take it down. I don't want people to see that. Thank you, Diane. Wow, that was close. Give me number 48 when we return. And we'll talk about COVID for a moment. And I'm trying to stay away from this because this bothers me. This bothers me. Wow. And then don't forget, if you're looking for Pam, number 16, there you go. Right there. There's Pam. Right? She's over at Fox News if you're looking for Pam. Okay? Now, the Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. I wonder if I have anything for the Georgia Hour. Maybe we'll come up with something. Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. Now, I'm going to go a little further. All right, so I put it out. I knew what was going to happen when I put it out there. When I put out the word plant, I knew what was going to happen. So I'll go a little more detail at 10 o'clock on the Georgia Hour where I said plant. Someone may be a plant. We'll go a little deeper into that. Diane? I haven't seen Charlie. I got the door shut. Should I open the door in case Charlie wants to come? I'll see you after these messages.
Massive Truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done.
Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Wow. I have received text messages about the convention. I've received text messages about Karen Bass, the evil demonic mayor of LA that wants it to burn down. And then I received a text message that just has me I'm trying to regroup from this one. So I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Now, let me just share something with you if you're new to the program. Emotionally, the most difficulty I have, okay, and I'm not going to get stuck. The most difficulty I have surrounds COVID discussions. I have grandchildren that went through COVID. Some experiencing learning, behind the curve. I ask my kids, what do you think it is? My kids say, Dad, they're a COVID baby. From our children to our parents to people dropping over dead. It is the toughest subject that I follow. I follow doctors. I follow, there's a lot of great stuff that's been put out that has been studied. COVID and what particularly happened. And autism is one of the reasons I truly supported RFK. I didn't support RFK Jr. Did I tell you on BKP Politics, Voice of Rural America? Good morning, Diane. I don't even know if I said that, but I supported RFK Jr. Okay. Not because he's a conservative on my taxes, not because, he is going to lift restrictions so we can, our exploration for oil and energy, Maha, make America healthy again. So you just can't go on a microphone and yell, put Fauci in prison. You can't go on a microphone and just yell and put Fauci in prison. But, we know that the auto pen gave Anthony Fauci a pardon, a preemptive pardon. Okay? When you find out the crime I committed, I will need a pardon. So put in the pardon a window between this time and this time. If they find anything, I'm pardoned. Now, yesterday, I watch videos, I do research, I read your messages, I read articles you send me. I I do dabble in foreign international news, but it's not the strongest point I have, so I'm cautious on some of it. I have no interest in war. My number one thing is I want to stop war and just completely stop it. But give me right here, give me number 48. And so yesterday, and I follow this doctor here. This is one of the doctors I follow. Okay. And these are usually my worst segments because I can't get through them. They're very emotional. Did they kill your parents? Did they kill your grandparents? Did they kill your children? Do you remember when they put your parents and your grandparents somewhere and locked them inside away from you? Were you on the other end of the phone? Were you ever on the other end of the phone receiving updates from a doctor through a phone call because you could not visit a loved one in the hospital? And someone would call you and give you the updates. Did you live or were you within 5-6 minutes of the hospital, could not go through the door? Did you get a phone call telling you one of your parents had died alone without you? I mean, how do we just move on? How do we move on in America? How do we let this happen and move on? What do we do? Well, yes, we can vote Donald Trump into office. What do we do? Who do we hold responsible for it? Don't forget all the governors that signed these state of emergencies. Now, I'm going to get past this, and I'm going to make it very quick. I'm going to do this quickly. As you well know, my dad died in the hospital with COVID. He had COVID. And, you know, I was not there, but my mom and my family watched an ambulance come and get my dad. And he was in his 80s. And put him in an ambulance. And that's the last time. It's the last time anyone ever seen my dad. Last time. And we watched, as they called, and then we participated in the sham funeral arrangements that we were allowed. Okay. No funeral allowed. My sister tested positive for COVID, so she had to sit outside in a car. They did the video, right? Now it's a big thing, funerals on video. My sister had to sit outside in the car and watch it on video. She couldn't go in. My mom basically had to sit alone on the front seat at her husband's funeral. Legally, everyone had to separate. Someone really wasn't supposed to be sitting right next to my mom at her husband's funeral for over 50 some years. Did you experience that in America? Right? Now, I'm not going to tell that story, but this is one of my doctors that I follow and I watch. Give me where's it at? I thought I had it. Wait a minute. Oh, Diane, you got to bear with me. I thought I had a video here. I had a video And hold on, I'm going to send you. Wow, I accidentally don't think I sent you. Hold on. Where's the video I sent you? Diane, I want to take just a 30-second break for me to find this video. I want to take a 30-second break. I don't want to lose this. I know I have it somewhere.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for...
All right, sorry about that, folks. Diane, I just sent that video to you. I thought I sent it this morning. Okay, so I thought I sent it this morning. Go ahead and load that up. Let me know when you have it. Let me know when you have it. Just go ahead and put it on play. So I asked this question, and the reason I ask is because now Andrew Cuomo is going to be mayor in New York City. How does this happen? I mean, how do we do this? So I got a message this morning. Let me read this message, Diane, while you're loading that. Let me read this message. I'm from New York State. Thank you very much for watching from New York State. I'm from New York State. Cuomo murdered our friends and family. Several exclamation points. Cuomo murdered our friends and family. He is Satan personified. He denied us health care and access to our loved ones and jobs. Denied us access to our loved ones. Is that video ready?
There's actually a lawsuit today that's first jury trial in the country over these hospital protocols, where they had a young woman with Down syndrome. They basically euthanized her. They gave her a DNR order, even though she didn't have one. And the father has just been wonderful. It's a Shara family. And
why did they do that? They euthanized her for what?
I've seen this. I have reviewed records from these hospital patients, and they'll euthanize them. They need the bed. They said, well, they're going to die anyway.
What was this person in the hospital for?
COVID protocol. So,
and they wait. So they were in the hospital with COVID, and they gave them something to kill them?
Yeah, that happened. I'm sorry, but that happened. People, they give them morphine and insulin. And yeah.
That's common?
Yeah. I've reviewed charts. In this situation, they gave her a DNR, which is do not resuscitate, meaning if they look like they're dying, you don't do anything, which that was not the case. So they're suing for battery, which is one way of getting around the PrEP Act, because the PrEP Act is very hard to penetrate. The PrEP Act protects everybody, all the doctors, all the hospitals from any wrongdoing during COVID. So it's been this big challenge trying to get around the PrEP Act. And this case has hope of getting around the PrEP Act because they're charging for battery, and they're in trial. It started today. It's in Wisconsin. So that gives me hope.
Look what they did. Euthanizing people, right? You're going to die anyway. I don't know about you out there, okay? And I don't know what took place, but everyone in America affected somehow, some way what they did to us. I mean, my sister is very close to my mom and dad geographically. She got a great head on her shoulders, and so she had medical power of attorney for my parents, and I understand it very well. I understood that. I always did understand that. My mom and dad, she right there at the hospital. And I have to tell you, I sit outside here. My dad's in there with COVID, and I would sit outside there. Now, before my dad went to the hospital, he was adamantly against morphine. I mean, it was very clear to you kids, you kids, all right? Very adamantly against morphine, and I know that. And my sister would call me and say, they called and they're telling me they can make dad comfortable. That dad is struggling, and they if we make the decision, they can make dad comfortable. And I can't do that. I can't do that. My dad was very adamant. Not that he, and I'll never forget her calling me and saying, they said it's just a matter of hours and they would like to make dad comfortable. Now, we don't know. And I'm not making an accusation that they euthanized my father today. I'm not making that. But we don't know. We couldn't get in. We couldn't go see for ourselves. We don't know. We're just getting a phone call from a physician on the floor. We don't know the doctor. We don't know who this is. And I'm not going to tell you they weren't nice, but they don't know. I called, I'm in Georgia. He was in Pennsylvania. I called my physician here, Dr. Raymond Tidman. I don't care to put that out there. He knows that. I called Dr. Raymond Tidman and I said, tell me what to do, because I'm going. He said, first of all, when you get to that hospital, one, they're not going to let you in. And two, if they find out that you traveled across these state lines, you traveled across Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, you traveled across all these state lines to get there. I'm like, where am I at? You're not getting in. Yeah, I just tell you, you're going to travel. They're not going to let you in. Right? So I'm going to end this, but I'm just telling you right now, I watch that and I follow these doctors, and there's physicians I know. Now, I don't name anybody if they don't give me the green light. I don't name them on the show. But there's physicians I know, and I defer. I sit back. I listen. You should listen to local physicians. Talk about COVID and what happened. Euthanizing. Did you hear that? Euthanizing patients. They're going to die anyway. And like I said, I'll never forget my sister calling me and say, they say they can make Dad comfortable. And they kept pushing that to make him comfortable. All right. I don't even know why I went that segment today. Diane, take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks. People know that the Georgia Hour starts at 10 o'clock. I'm your host, BKP. They know the Georgia Hour starts at 10 o'clock, and I get so many messages, and I cannot, I just can't keep up. I can't keep up with all of them during the show. So please forgive me. You sent me a message saying CNN is calling the riots rallies, that they're calling them rallies. Thank you very much. Okay. They're calling them rallies. So anyhow, 10 o'clock is the Georgia Hour. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, give me number 1. Now, we will be issuing the Georgia Hour standard now is we will always issue clicker, you a clicker. You will have your own, okay, standard clicker, all right, for the Georgia Hour, because we will be asking you to vote on many issues. So there you go. Take that. Yes, the Georgia Hour will now come with a clicker. Another morning, let me just put this up first. Another morning, number 9, that no one's talking about the 3 bioterrorists, right? U.S. says it's arrested another Chinese researcher accused of smuggling biological material. So we just finished talking about COVID. Wuhan, Fauci, we have 3 now. Yes, 3. All right. So I told you earlier, I didn't want you to bring this up, Diane. And I'm gonna get it now. So I ran across this tweet. I'm going through there and I'm looking at tweets and what people think about Elon saying, "Hey, I'm sorry." And give me 46. Did Elon shut down the Epstein list discussion? Right. Remember, Epstein list, the pedophiles, the sex trafficking of young children. Did that get shut down? Are you now going to be okay with not getting the list? Where's the Epstein list? What prominent Democrats have been charged with anything January 6th? Who's being charged for the COVID mRNA vaccine massacre? Are any of the people behind organizing the riots being arrested? There has been absolutely zero accountability for anyone beyond low-level nobodies after 6 months. Remember, in 2020, Bill Barr refused to prosecute 6 months of BLM rioters because he was terrified of impeachment. That wouldn't happen this time. All right, so just saying, I'm coming across that. I just noticed that out there, and and if you're looking for, number 16, if you're looking for Pam, you can find her where? On Fox News. All right, so let's not gloss over number 23. There is a framework for the U.S.-China reach a framework to activate Geneva trade deal, right? Is that what it says? I'm trying to read it here. Yes. So Scott Bessent and China worked out a deal. But let me just put this out here. You realize rare earth. The world is now spinning recently around rare earth. Data centers, chips for quantum computing, faster and faster and faster, requiring those rare earth materials. Are we going to spin so fast one day we explode? So just keep that in mind. Rare earth. Every time I see that. Now, number 25. Former Biden aides agreed to testify in House GOP probe. Now, what's her name? Dunn? Anita Dunn has refused. I think she's refused to testify. Her husband, Bob, what's his name? Robert Bauer. Is it Bauer? They've refused to testify. 4 ex-staffers to former President Biden have agreed to testify to the White House Oversight Committee as part of a Republican investigation into the president's mental acuity. The aides will be under oath in closed-door interviews as Republicans try to pin them down with questions about alleged efforts to cover up the state of Biden's health. Behind closed doors, what administration will release that one? Right? I'm waiting for the JFK files. I'm waiting for the Martin Luther King files. Right? I'm waiting for the JFK files. I'm waiting for the Martin Luther King files. Yes, I'm waiting for the Malcolm X files. I'm waiting for the RFK files. I'm waiting for the Epstein files. I'm waiting for the files on Area 50, 54, 51. I'm waiting for UFO files. I'm sitting there waiting for the files. So here's what I want on my tombstone. I'm dead. I'm not going anywhere. Bring me the files. I won't tell anyone. And then list the files I'm waiting on. Today I lie here still waiting on the files. I'm not making light of life and death. But could you put that on the back of my tombstone? The front, I want all the nice stuff. You know, the nice stuff. He was a good guy. He wasn't the bad guy you think he is. You know, put the praying hands or something on the front. But on the back, could you make a list of the files I'm still waiting for? And add this one to it? Just saying. I am actually almost as interested in Aaron Rodgers playing for the Steelers. I feel I'll get the stats to his season at the Steelers a lot faster than I will get any files. So, yes, Elon Musk will go there in a minute. In just a minute, get off my back. I know what's happening. So, how about this one here? New Jersey. Now, let's do a little politics. We've got to do a little politics. Mikey is the Democrat candidate in New Jersey. Where's Mikey? There she is, number 60, 61, right? That's Mikey. Mikey Sherrill is the Democrat candidate, right? In New Jersey governor race. Chittarelli. She is going to be running against Jack Chittarelli. Number 61, 60, 61. She is the Democrat candidate. Here are the, and then go to 76. Let's fly all the way over to 76. There's Mikey Sherrill. And last night she won in the primary in New Jersey. New Jersey has like 12 candidates. And Chittarelli won all 12 counties in the state of New Jersey, but there's Sherrill, top vote getter in New Jersey, 267,000, and then you have the other votes there. And then you have the Republican, number 75. Now, New Jersey went from, that's if we could trust the outcome. Now, so I'm always cautious on election lack of results reporting. That's what we call it here. Election lack of results reporting, because I'm not sure on if those are the results. But what I am sure of is there's Jack Chittarelli. He is the candidate for New Jersey. Apparently, New Jersey went from a double digit and it shrunk down to 6 points. I actually think the Republican won the last election against Tom Murphy, but it shrunk down to 6 points apparently, right? And there you have Jack as the front runner. So you'll have Mikey Sherrill and Jack Chittarelli in New Jersey. That's the results of that election, number 77. Here you go, the picture of both of them so you can see it clearly for the governor's race of New Jersey. New Jersey governor's race is set as Mikey Sherrill and Jack Chittarelli win these primaries. So, I want to ask Jack, what do you know about that thing? You know the thing? The thing upstate. What do you know about that thing? Don't you just feel like you want to do that? Okay, so, all right. Now, Elon Musk. Give me 67. So, Elon Musk came out and he started retweeting. Some of Donald Trump's tweets about LA. He started retweeting some of Donald Trump's Truth Social posts about LA. Okay. And then he comes out and he says, regrets. I have a few. Now, he didn't sing it. Don't you want to do an Elvis tune right now? But I did it my way. So he says he has some regrets over his criticism of Trump, has some regrets. And I have had multiple debates over this, and I love them. I absolutely love them. If I can stir debate in any subject, all right. Now, when I say that, as you well know, when you debate, you're supposed to pick a side and try to win your side, right? You're supposed to do that. So I've had multiple debate on this. And I'm going to leave it there because I can't go any deeper into it without maybe you picking up some of the people I've been debating with. And again, on this program, I don't do that. So that being said, let me just give you something. This is the richest man in the world. Trump is the most powerful man in the world. We've heard for quite some time there would be a clash, right? We felt the buildup that they would be a clash, right? We felt that. We've seen that over a period of time. Then he leaves. Remember, they wrote all the articles every single day that he was leaving and they quit. And then there's the stories, and I don't go into Bannon. I do not go into Bannon. I don't attack Bannon. I don't attack these people. But I will tell you every single day when you get up, there is a narrative in this direction and there's a narrative in this direction. And they both have their job to achieve something. That's all I'm going to say. They have to keep the ball rolling. And relevance is very important and get you to come back. These people get paid for the amount of eyeballs on what they have, the amount of clicks, the amount of views that their advertisers get, everything you could track now. Years ago, you could not track certain things. Someone selling you radio advertisement, they could come up and say, our bandwidth, we reach this many people. We feel we have this many people tuned in on a daily basis. Your print publications would say, we print X a day and distribute X a day. All right. But ever since internet came out, the algorithm, the ghosting, the tracking, your data, it becomes more defined and more defined. Yesterday, I received a phone call. Now, I'm going to tell you, I received a phone call based on not something I applied for, not something I applied for, not something that I filled out, not even something I clicked on. I got a phone call pertaining to something that I had a conversation with someone about. And they didn't call anybody. So what I'm saying now is every single thing, they had him kicked out of the White House. They have a fist fight with Scott Bessent, right? They have an altercation with Marco Rubio. They got everything. They got him snorting cocaine, taking pills, happy pills, laughing gas, whatever. And I'm just saying that. I don't know that, right? Anything and every single thing they could do to separate him and Trump. In the last 5 days, Truth Social and X, if you look at how many new accounts on both of those platforms, how many people followed this and will continue to follow it, how many people are on there now wanting to learn to follow this, and the only thing said of all people, right? Laura Loomer, 47, give me 47, was thank you. Now, if you go back and you look at Laura Loomer, when Trump pulled the NASA pick, she said that's some deep state stuff. I'm just saying, all she said, thank you for saying this. Right? Oh, by the way, what side was I on? I'm always going to be on the fiscal conservative side. Oh, by the way, you don't hear that much about the big, beautiful bill right now. I can't find anything. I'm telling you, big, beautiful bill, big, beautiful. Zip, zero, zilch. It's quiet. Seems very quiet right now. Just saying. All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes with Diane, I sent you a video. Did you get the video? I emailed you a video. If I have to download it in a different way, I just have to know. And then I'm getting ready to send you a picture. Whew. Take a break.
I got it. It's good.
Thank you. Take a break. Thank you, Diane.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Georgia Hour. I'm your host, BKP. And you're watching the Georgia Hour on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. So, Diane, let me tell you what I'm looking for. And if you're out there, I had to run. I ran up and down the steps. Give me just a second here. I'm looking for the rules. And what I need Rule 8. I'm pretty sure it was 8, where it said clickers. All right. So give me number 1. And I went to see if I could have sworn I put it in my bag, and I can't find it right off. That's why I was late. But in the rules, when they handed out the rules, if you brought them home, I don't need the whole entire sheet. I just need 8. And I'm pretty sure in 8 is where it talks about how the election's going to go, and we're going to use these clickers. All right. Now, I thought about this. What if someone says to me, get over it? Get over it. Move on. Move on. The election's over. I thought about that. I thought about, okay, so Saturday was the convention. Today is Wednesday. Don't you think it's time to move on? Don't you think it's time to say the election's over? Okay. Just accept what happened and move on. It almost resembles what happened in 2020. Right before my very eyes in 2020, I watched an election being stolen. And right before my eyes in 2020, and your eyes too, we watched people come out at the podium and tell us, not even working. Gabriel Sterling didn't even work for the Secretary of State's office at that time. He was a subcontractor, giving us updates. And even no matter how much proof we provided, not anything else, proof we provided in the state of Georgia, our own party, our own people told us to move on. And you see, this is a part of the 2020 move on, just accepted. And I really think this was the last thing they actually had to do. I really do. The last thing they had to do was steal this election. So in that convention, and if no one has that or can't find it, that's okay. I don't have it. I mean, it's in a bag somewhere, and I didn't have time, and I forgot to get it. But I really would love to have in the rules the Section 8 cropped out and sent to me. But that being said, and Diane, I sent you a picture. That being said, if you go for two nights, you tend to, let's just say, I've had people say, how much did you spend? Did you spend around $1,000 for the convention? All right, Diane, I'm going to send this to you if you're in here. Hold on. It's coming from the show phone. Thank you. It's coming from the show phone. See if you got that. And I just want to enlarge number 8. You can leave the whole rules up there because I could read it. All right, so how much did you spend? $1,000 to go to this convention? I mean, you're looking at $150 for two of you. If you got a spouse, that was $300, one night room, $400 or $500 food. So we'll give you the low side, $700. $700 to watch them steal this. So we'll go over that in just a moment. Because I have to tell you, I'm not going to move on from them stealing, rigging, lying, cheating on an election. I'm not going to do it. So, and I'm not a sore loser. Take that down. All right. We told you this yesterday. Now I have number 5. Here's Alex Johnson, the big guru of the Republican Assembly. Now I want to say this. All right, I've got a lot of friends. I'll throw it out there. David Oles. David Oles is an amazing guy. I like Richard Jordan. All right, Bill down south, Paul. How many of you out there across the state? But I watched the GRA do their part and participate in stealing an election. And I'm being told, well, no, we didn't do that. The Frost family, right? So the GRA participated in the setup to steal the election. Absolutely. And no matter how angry she acts towards the GRA, no matter how much she attacks the GRA, Debbie Dooley's in with them. It's all a plan, okay? She's in with them. She can tell you anything she wants. So there's Alex, right? And there's number 6. And I'm going to say one more time, if you're wearing a GRA badge, right? If you're wearing a GRA badge, your organization participated in stealing this election. And I would not personally, that's me, and I'm not a member, number 79. I would not be a member of this organization. I've had someone text me that I really think the world of. I really care for, okay? I had a friend text me the other night and say, please don't advocate. Shut it down. Shut it down. Get out. Take the good people that you have. Take the good people. You know, put a political organization together that you like and get away from these people. They don't have your back. That's just all there is to it. So go ahead and take that down. Now, they lied to you, number 15, about Brad Raffensperger. I see this going around the internet. I am trying to tell you, Brad Raffensperger can run. He can run as a Republican. They want you to believe that he can't run as a Republican. That was a big win. I've told you the whole entire story. No, it was not. Now, 38. Now, you got to remember, you have to remember this. Republicans are in the leadership. Georgia Supreme Court overturned some election rules curbing state election boards' power. Okay. Georgia's highest court on Tuesday overturned 4 rules passed by the state election board just before last year's general election, ruling the board overstepped its authority, all right, and intruded on lawmakers' power reserved for legislators under the state constitution. So, wait a minute. Now, you want me to keep chasing? You want me to keep chasing this circle? That's what you want? They have created a structure. Come here. Take that down. Well, what are you doing here? Why do you always show up during the Georgia hour? Why do you? Huh? Why do you? Take that down so you can say hello, Diane. Why does he always show up? Why do you always show up now? Huh? Say woof, 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 woof. All right, roll along. That's Charlie. All right. So, put that back up, Diane. I got to fix the gate. Charlie can get right through it and come up to the office. Okay, so I got to fix the gate. He's a new guy. You never know when I have another one here. Georgia Supreme Court overturns the election rules. Now, let me just say this. You want me to keep chasing this. Why? Why do you want me to keep chasing this? Now, keep this in mind. The rules preserved for legislators. So we have gone for years, 2020, and asked legislators to do what's needed to be done. Right? Nothing. We go and we say, hey, we've got to separate the State Board of Elections from the Secretary of State's office. They make it look like they've done something. Basically, folks, nothing. Well, we've got to go pass rules that our legislators won't pass. And what happens? Give me number 39. The state Supreme Court unanimously, in a unanimous decision, limited the future rulemaking ability of the state election board and other executive branch agencies of Georgia's government. How long are you going to accept this? Do you not realize what just happened? You went down there by the hundreds. I said it yesterday. The hundreds. They continue to lie to you. They continue to lead you to believe, who the hell are you, Charlie Brown? How long are you going to allow Lucy? Do you keep thinking you're going to get to kick the football? Do you really? Is this the time that when you get up there, she's not going to pull the football out from under you, being the Republicans? And Charlie Brown being us that keep going to the Capitol? I have been here. I've had people upset with me last year. I would say, folks, tell you what's going to happen. Folks, I'll tell you what's going to happen. People will call me. I said, let me tell you what's going to happen. Well, I don't think that's the case. Okay. Going to tell you what's going to happen. Guess what? It happens. Keeps happening to us. You went down there. I would see on Facebook. And God, I absolutely look you in the eye. I love you people. I really do. I know all of you that went. I know all of you that, took the day off work. I knew all of you that held the signs. I know the ones that carried your phones and chased lawmakers down asking questions. I know the ones of you put Ed Lindsay, 40-some people, their name on a list, went up there and said, you got to resign. I watched. You put your names on list. You went in there. You wore your paper ballot shirts. I watched. You asked lawmakers last year. What did you ask them to do? Separate the Secretary of State. Give them investigative powers. Give the state election board more power. Give them a website. Put them on their own footing. And what did we get at the Georgia State Legislature? 0. Why? It was done on purpose. Why? Just elected, or maybe elected, a chairman of the Georgia GOP that bragged that we have a good bill for next year. They knew this all along. The board passed a slate of new rules in August and September that mostly had to do with processing after ballots are cast, spawning a fury of lawsuits. I don't know, maybe this is one that Josh lost. You remember he went around the state telling you we've won more election integrity lawsuits in history. One more time for those out there in Yerba Linda, California. Josh McCoon went around and said, we won more lawsuits on election integrity battles than ever before in history. He did not say we passed, fought for, and got the legislation that you've asked for since 2020 to secure our elections. In fact, he didn't care enough that he made you vote on an electronic device. Oh, by the way, let me just remind you out there, if you're listening anywhere in the world, so give me number 40. Georgia High Court rejects election board rules for hand counts inquiries. The state election board exceeded its authority. You do realize how large that word is. Do you realize it's enormous, the word authority? Do you realize the Georgia GOP Inc. that just rolled over, rigged, and stole an election of their own is not going to ask for anything next legislative session? You do realize that. You do realize that the authority of the Board of Elections has gone backwards now. You do realize that. The word authority is enormous. You do realize you don't have state legislators that care enough about these rules. If you went on these rules last year that you fought for at the state election board, I know you are, if you go and you sit down with your lawmaker, why they were down drinking Mai Tais, wearing shorts, flip-flop, the ocean breeze coming in. They were enjoying that. Lobbyists maybe stopping by with a cigar. That'd be for me. A lobbyist stopping by with a cigar. They were enjoying that. A nice steak, potato, bacon bits. They were enjoying that, but they were not at your convention, right? You didn't pass anything. This says exceeded its authority. It's actually in the ruling. Do you know the door that's open now? What authority they have? Why, this is legislative authority. By the way, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled Tuesday, limited the Republican-led board's power. So, let's wrap this up so we can get on to something else. The rules that you fought for, the rules that you presented, the rules that had to be presented and voted on. Here's the way it works. You write a rule, you submit it. You introduce your rule, right? You introduce your rule gets an opening for debate. So as the person that submits the rule, you're up there, you're taking the debate, and then the board votes on whether to do what they call publisher rule, meaning the first vote is to publish it. Now listen, this has all happened. So the first part is they publish your rule that you come up with. We had 4 of them that the courts turned down. They published the rule. What that means is you get to, and others out there get to read that rule for approximately a month until the next meeting. At the next meeting, your rule comes up. There's a motion. There's a second to accept it. Do I have a motion to accept your rule? Is there a motion to accept it? Is there a debate? Oh, yeah. And you debate it, you close it, and you vote. That's when it becomes a rule. All that hard work that went into the rule, you didn't have the authority. So as we close this part, this goes right with the cheating, right with the corruption. So in 2020, they stole an election in Georgia. It kept going. And don't forget, this morning, as I sit here, the governor's a Republican. All the constitutional officers are Republicans. The Board of Elections, Republican-led Board of Elections, right? Period. State legislature, state Senate, Republican leadership. State House, Republican majority with Speaker of the House. And by the way, the Supreme Court, Republican justices appointed by Republican governors. And you want me to keep chasing that damn Republican ball? You want me to keep chasing it? Could you please send me that optimistic future message that you have for why I should chase this again once more? Oh, is it because Josh is telling you we have some good legislation for next session? Is that why? Just wondering. So the Georgia Supreme Court said that we didn't have the authority there. All right. Now, let's go back to, let me make sure, run through here. So, I want to do this one just quickly, Diane. Give me number 14. So Saturday, we are waiting to hear, because Saturday, Marjorie Taylor Greene gave what I thought to be, and I got to add somebody to the list. I don't have a picture, but I'm going to add somebody to the list. So Marjorie Taylor Greene gave what sounded like to me a speech Saturday at the convention as though she's running for governor. Yes, and I was listening attentively. And then she said, advocated for Georgia to reopen mental hospitals. And what was the first thing I thought of? Number 13. There's two things that have come to mind ever since she said that. Two things. One, Candace Taylor. I mean, I cannot think of mental hospital without thinking of Candace Taylor. And second, Debbie Dooley. Right? I mean, just can't. Anyhow, take that down. Now, so we go to the convention, right? And here's the nominating committee number 4. Now, I have people upset with me about the GRA. Now, the Frost family. So let me say this. I have a family member, a cancer survivor in my family, and I take it serious, okay? I take it very serious, cancer. And it is a disease that could eventually kill you, all right, if not treated. And I don't like it any time. A comparable is cancer is compared to anything. I mean, I sit there and I sit in the hospital one night, and I really did. I thought I was watching my mom die as she was going through chemo treatments for her cancer. But when you talk about cancer, and they got really angry, some people got really angry because I don't want to quote it, but David Cross said the Frost family is a cancer on the GRA. All right. So the GRA and the Frost family wanted full revenge. All right. Wanted full revenge. You got to come to the reality of this. You could chase this car if you want. I'm not chasing it. I'm not chasing this car. The David Cross ran against the albino rhino. David Cross ran against the albino rhino, Brant Frost. He ran against him. And he won for second vice chair. And that angered the Frost family. And David Cross didn't campaign against Brant Frost in an ugly manner as second vice chair, but he won the election against Brant Frost. Now, I'm going to go on what I was told. I wasn't at the microphone. All right? But David had picked someone to... So first of all, let's keep in mind, David beat the albino rhino, Brant Frost. So everything about David running for chairman was revenge. Revenge on David from the GRA, revenge on David from the Frost family, on the enemies list from Josh McCoon. These people are not good people. They're not good people. You're not going to fix them. You're not going to correct them. You're not going to. You might have hopes that you're going to, but you're not. So David Cross runs for chairman, and this is all about getting revenge. And so David wanted at a convention, at the GRA convention, which David wiped the floor. He did not get the endorsement, but he wiped the floor with Josh McCoon at the GRA convention, and that upset the GRA. But they knew that day at the convention when Josh lost, even to their members, the GRA membership voted for David. The largest part of the GRA membership voted for David Cross. And even that day at their GRA convention, when David wiped the floor with Josh, they knew when they left there that they were in trouble and they would have to make sure they stole this election. And that's the GRA. Now, they didn't cheat in their convention. Their convention, they didn't cheat. I was there. So this is not, well, wait a minute. I thought you said they didn't cheat at their convention. No, the GRA convention, they did not cheat. But they left there knowing what they had to do. All right? They left there knowing what they had to do. And so Alex Johnson, right, number 5. Hey, if you're at the top, if you are in charge at the very top and you witness and you know and you're aware of, if you're aware of, well, Alex could say, well, I had nothing to do with this. I was nowhere near the microphones. I wasn't on the stage. If you're aware of something, right? And you know what's about to happen, you can't have plausible deniability, both of these guys. And that's what Alex tries to do. So at the GRA convention, someone asked the question because at a time, go ahead back to number 4. At a time, David had made somewhere a comment saying the GRA was a cancer on the Republican Party or something. That's not a quote, folks, but that was said. So they said at the GRA convention, said, you said that you attacked the GRA. And David said, well, again, not quoting, just a phrase. It's out there. You can find it. But he said, I'm just saying, no, I think what I should have said is the Frost family is the cancer on the GRA. And everybody got all bent out of shape. Not the delegates. They still voted for him, right? Now, cancer, sadly to say this, cancer, if not caught in time, is incurable. It's incurable. Fact. If caught in time, it's treatable. And the only way to treat cancer is to remove it, kill the cancer by methods, whether it's radiation, other treatments, chemo. But it has to be treated. It has to be removed. Or sadly to say, eventually it causes death. And that's all David Cross was saying and exemplifying is the Frost family will continue in this way, causing the death of the GRA. Now, they won't cause the death of the Georgia GOP, Inc., because the deal that was made with Kemp early on has turned the organization in the direction they wanted to go. So I'm totally against the GRA right now. I have not against my friends, but I'm against them. Okay, I would get out now, and I'm totally against the Frost family. They're bad people. Now, Katie Frost, which we do have the audio, we'll do that maybe later. She's GRA. Mom's GRA. Jackie Harling's GRA. Candace batshit crazy is GRA. Okay, GRA. The microphones were manned by GRA. Now, there was Turning Point Action was involved. I will do that. I don't know if we'll get it today, but Turning Point Action was involved. This election was rigged. All right? Was rigged, period. We know that. So, Number 8, the gentleman here, Tim Ryan, is GRA, right? That's one of the microphones. We played Stacey Dornan at one of the microphones that she had to try to get on. We played where the evil one, Debbie Dooley, tried to intimidate her. There's Cue Ball, the big guy there. He blocked the microphone, right? You see the microphone right in front of him? He's standing right in front of that microphone. Right there, you see the mic stand. And then you see Cue Ball to the left and the attack dog to the right, where you can't get to it. So the first thing in the convention, oh, no, this is corrupt. Diane, give me the rules picture. Will you put that up? Now, the very first thing you do is you pass the rules, right? Those are the rules. Georgia GOP rules. Front and back, 2025. Now, if you look at number 8, after the nomination for each office are complete, nominations for that office shall be closed, and no further nominations shall be in order. In the event of an uncontested race, the convention will, Jenny Ekman, vote on the unopposed candidates first. Contested races shall be decided by electronic voting device. Number 8. See that? Shall be. You got to understand legally, right? Shall be is a legal term. That's a legal term. That was written that way because shall be, when you read a rule, you read a law, is a legal term. All right? By electronic voting device. Now, first of all, the fact that the Republican Party would have anything say an election's going to be done by an electronic voting device, just you got to scratch your head. Wow, what world am I in? So we won't debate this, but we know they purchased close to $13,000 worth of clickers in advance. They never, Josh lied, Sally lied, every one of these candidates lied and said they're in favor of paper ballots, and they're in favor of what? They're in favor of the delegates, whatever the delegates decide. All right, this is not good, folks. Now, why didn't they let us make a motion on the rules? So the very first thing you got to do is approve the rules, right? Approve the rules. After you approve the rules, anything else after that, if it alters the rules, has to have a 2/3 vote. Has to have a 2/3 vote if you alter it at any time after that. So we were ready, and we knew they were going to try to pull the rules up and vote on them and be done. Now ask yourself out there, why would they not let you vote on the paper ballots? Why didn't they go to the microphone and tell you paper ballots will take 5 extra hours? Why didn't they say that? Why didn't they say, okay, we're going to let you make a motion to use paper ballots, and then in the debate, why didn't they why didn't they say, okay, paper ballots, let's vote on it? Maybe it would have failed. If you got up there and told delegates you were going to take another 5 hours to get home and, try to set it up that it was going to be too difficult to count, why didn't they take a chance on it failing? They never offered it. They never intended it. They never set up for it. They never had the respect. They knew you were not going to get a chance to even offer a debate on it. Nothing. Knowing all along. Now they know that the delegates want to talk about paper ballots. And they didn't care. If you don't care, you'll steal. Now, can you get that other picture I have? So you got the one mic. Now there were 4. You got me on the other mic where it shows that I probably need to lose about, I sent you a picture. Did I send you a picture? You check your text messages. I'm sorry. I didn't tell you. I sent it over text message. So the other side of the room, okay, GRA. So the rules come up. We know we have to make a motion for paper ballots. So what do they do? Now, you see the big guy next to me? The picture doesn't do it justice. That is Tim Roberts. Is that his name? GRA. Now, he blocked the microphone. He blocked the microphone on me. Now, I went up there, and obviously I need a haircut. But I went up there, and I told him. I said, let me tell you right now. I'm going to that mic. You see that guy turned around? Because he knew he could hear me. I'm going to that mic. He said, I was here first. I said, I'm going the rules. The rules. I'm making a motion on the rules. Unless you're making a motion on the rules, I'm getting this mic. I've been here. I was in line. I said, there is no line. These mics are open. I've been coming here for years. Now, in the video, you're going to hear in the video, and you're going to see the albino rhino. He walked back and forth. He comes over there. Now, keep in mind, they made a motion. They made a motion on the rules. They seconded it at the same microphone and stood up and called the question. Motion, second, question, and closed it. No debate. Now, we are yelling, and you're gonna see I don't get an answer. They turn my mic off. They never gave me an answer. They never gave anyone an answer, right? You're going to see that in the video. So when they said motion on the rules, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. Point of inquiry, motion. They passed it on. They voted on it. Now, I don't even know if it actually passed. They voted on the rules. Rules are in place. They just act like we weren't there. Rules are in place. Let's move on. So I'm screaming, point of inquiry. Now, I don't know who videoed this. I don't know the phone number that sent it to me. All right? I don't know. If you want me to give your name, I'll be glad to. But this was sent to me. Now, you got to understand, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. Watch albino rhino. Now, play the clip.
Question, is it proper to call the question after the second has no debate whatsoever, or call the question before any debate is offered? The chairman offered no debate. There was a motion, there was a second, there was zero offer of debate, and there was a call to question. Mr. Parliamentarian, is it proper to call a question before debate?
The motion to call a question is not debatable per Robert's Rules of Order. So it's the will of the body. Keep in mind, the body as configured chose to go this path, and we'll continue to do that, friends. So thank you for the question and the clarity there. All right, I'm going to call up before you right now as we're getting the rest of the clickers out here before we can go through and see how the voting is going to proceed. I would like to have the nominating committee chairman, also the 3rd District chairman. I'm going to teach him that first. Let's teach him that first. Now, does everyone have a clicker? If you can, let's still help expedite it. If you do not have a clicker, please stand up and stay standing until you get one. Or if you're...
They shut our mics down. He never answered my question. Never answered it. Never answered the question. You see albino rhino wandering around? You can't do that. You cannot do that. So I'm just telling you, this was corrupt. Now, if Alex Johnson, number 5, wants to come out and say this was a very corrupt, rigged situation, if Alex Johnson wants to publicly put the Frost family up for discipline, or his members, those were all his members of the GRA. The chairman is his member. The batshit crazy from the 1st District, Candace, is his member. The woman that attacked Kylie Kramer, the woman that attacked David Cross, is his member. I mean, I'm just telling you. This convention of the state officers should be null and void. Should be null and void, period. And I don't have to, because they won't accept me. All right? They won't accept. Put the picture of me up there. They won't accept me. I don't have to worry. They don't want me. I was yelling at that microphone. They didn't even answer it. John White, move on, move on, move on. And so, all right. I've got messages. Let's see. I can't take phone calls right now. All right, I will look at that video. Thank you very much. I'm just telling you right now, the convention should be null and void. And let me say out there, okay? I'm not quitting. I didn't tell you I was quitting. No, I didn't tell you I was quitting. I have to be true to this audience. This audience, I have to be true. Give me number, and I want you to know this before I go any further, okay? This is a text message I received. And I want you to know something. I think Lori McLean's a very good person. I'm glad Lori McLean was elected treasurer. I really do. I think she's an honest person. I understand the job, that there's some things that she can't be public about. But I also know that Josh McCoon did everything he could to remove her. And I also know that it was put out there, everything that we saw and witnessed. And I know that there was a letter written to the executive committee. It was written to the executive committee of the Georgia Republican Party. And in that letter, all right, in that letter, she refers to not confirming, want to be careful, that it was brought to her, an accusation of embezzlement was brought to her, that FEC reports have been signed, have been sent in unbeknownst to her. So a lot took place. So I'm going to put this up. I thought about this. Give me number 49. When I received this, I thought, Lori McLean needs to immediately get answers to her questions pre-election and proper access to the books, or she needs to go public. If not, she's part of the corruption. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't feel in any way whatsoever that Lori McLean's part of the corruption. I'm going to say that. I'm going to look you in the eye, all right? I'm going to look you in the eye, and I do not feel she's part of the corruption. And I have said the word corruption on here all too many times. I can't take it back. I really feel the Georgia Republican Party, Inc. is a corrupt organization that needs a full investigation. And I think it's still, if I said it last week, I mean it this week. I think it needs a full investigation from the federal government, the FEC. I think it needs a full investigation from the local district attorney. I think it needs, oh, shoot, that would be Fonnie Willis. Well, maybe let's bring that one back. Let's bring that one back. I'm sorry. I live where my district attorney is a decent person. We'll put it like that. Okay. So I roll out district attorney sometime. Easy. Okay. Easy. Maybe the attorney general, Chris Carr, and leave it at that. So, I think there should be a full investigation. I think their finances should be gone through from top to bottom for 10 years. I really do. So I thought that last week. Last week I thought that. I'm going to think the same thing. So you out there, the only reason I'm going with this is not one message. This is an enormous amount of messages. Needs to immediately get answers to her questions and proper full access to books. And she needs to go public. The public wants to know. This became a public debate. They want to know. So they want it to be public. All right. Full access to the books. So if she starts to see things that we feel are, not above board, she needs to do something about it. And she got to answer the questions. But I'm going to end with this. Okay? I do not feel in any way she's part of the corruption. I do not. All right? I don't. And something would have to happen to change my mind. Lori McLean is a good person. She's a good person. End of story. Lori McLean would not participate. Everything I know about this person, she would not participate in something nefarious. That's everything I know. But I will tell you this, we will not stop looking, and it has to be said, we got to hear something. I mean, it was said last week, we watched them steal an election. What are they hiding? Why'd they have to steal it? Why? To keep, possibly, I don't know, just guessing, someone out of jail? Why did everybody surround this organization to keep it safe? Why? Why was this what would we see? So go ahead and take that down. Now, all right. This, you have to understand, this gets some people angry. Turning Point Action, Turning Point USA. All right. I did a full segment, and I'll do it again tomorrow. I'll put a little time, all right? So politics is a business. You understand? Charlie Kirk, this is a business. You got it? And Youth for America, back in the 60s with Barry Goldwater, they went to college campuses. Young people really got out and campaigned and worked for Barry Goldwater, and they named themselves, I think it was Youth for America. All right. And William F. Buckley got involved, and it became quite a movement out of where? Arizona. William F. Buckley, right? Barry Goldwater. And on college campuses. It was an organization. So it already had a structure. It already had research that you could do to see. Then the next thing that came along was the Ron Paul Revolution. Now, everything checked off for this last election cycle. Everything checked off. Colleges, young people, Riley Gaines swimming, losing a medal to a man that thinks he's a woman in the pool. Everything checked off in this last election, and Charlie Kirk monetized it. That's the bottom line. Now, if you go to the election, this GOP election, you'll see the picture of all of the Turning Point. They're not volunteers. They could be part-time, whatever, but they get paid. They get paid to infiltrate, manipulate, carry water, right? To cheer in the direction that, whatever client they have, we'll call it a client. But Charlie Kirk monetized it. And these young people, and I don't dislike them, they're not conservatives. They don't know what that is. Most of their parents are still buying their gas. Period. They're not conservatives. Most of them are still on their parents' insurance. Now, I'm not being negative, but they can't truly understand the values of what's going on. And some of them are very smart people, very good people. Some of them do understand. I'll put it like that. But in general, it's their job. And they're making Charlie Kirk wealthy. Charlie Kirk is becoming very wealthy off this organization. And that's what it is. I mean, politics is a business. You don't hear me calling Charlie Kirk names, but over on this side, they make a lot of money. Over on this side, they make a lot of money. Now, we'll get further into Turning Point. Now, number 13, Candace Taylor. Candace Taylor went full circle on Brian Kemp. Now, she's running for the 1st Congressional District down there as a member of Congress. I'm just telling you, plant. Now, take that down. So, I'm going to wrap up with this. You keep asking me, what do you mean plant? All right. So there's Republican parties all over the state. Now, the top, first of all, it's rigged to where you can't win. Stay with me. It's rigged to where you can't win. I'm not discouraging. I'm a very optimistic person. I live with hope, right? My hope is in you, Lord. Period. I'm an optimistic person, but I know the reality of politics and what they've done in Georgia. You watched it just this past Saturday. It's controlled to a point you can't win. Now, they have it set up where you have your primary challengers. You have your opponents. In the state of Georgia, they have drawn the districts for certain people. For Republicans, they have drawn the district for certain people that are Democrats. And then they have a certain amount of districts that look like there's a challenge to them. So you will have interest. They have to continue to create interest in your elections. But they control them. And they control the winner. And it's not you. So what happens all the time in Georgia is someone comes out and says, I'm running for this office. Now, I'm not here to tell you anything ugly, nasty, personal, derogatory about Reagan Box. I'm not here to do that. That's not what I'm doing. But every election, they have certain people come out. So do you think the ones at the top with the millions, not 1,000,001, it's not like $1 million. No, the one that's at the top with millions and millions of dollars. They don't have the dark money people that go out there and find out what you think. In the midst, always remember that, in your midst, all right, who shows up? Who is the spy? Who is the Judas? Who is the liar? Who sold you out in your midst? So all I'm telling you right now, and don't get upset with me, I've done this for years. I watch your Republican Party meetings. They send someone in your Republican Party meetings that looks like you, acts like you, talks like you, wears a MAGA hat like you, right? Has a belt buckle like you, cowboy boots, whatever it takes, like you. And you like them. And next thing you know, they can quote some Constitution and they can quote some Bible verses. And next thing you know, they're the grassroots candidate. Or they're just in your organization spying for the other side. Right? It's all the time. It happens all the time. Now, someone said to me, why would you call her a plant? Okay. I told you this yesterday. Somebody is controlling her. Somebody is telling her what to do. Right? Someone's pulling the strings. Now, when I was first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party, Reagan Box couldn't get the time of day. When I was first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party, she would call me 2, sometimes 3 times a week. I told you about the Dr. Frank event she had, and she called me. No one would come. No one came. I went to the event for her. We would go to events. She would come to me. Hey, how did that go? What did you think? And the minute, not so much 100% the party turned on me, the minute I said she doesn't add up, and then someone told her, look, watch this guy Pritchard. We're going to get him out of here. Never spoke to me again. Never spoke to me again. And you know, I would think this past weekend, I walked by the booth. If I was on her side of that table, I would have said, hey, Brian, come here. I would have shook my hand and I would have said, can we sit down and talk? Can we have a phone call or something? Because I'm not understanding what's going on here. And I don't have a problem with anybody. Anybody that wants to vote for me and support me. But no, I go this way, she goes that way. So I didn't say anything ugly. All right. Just watch every meeting you have. Everyone you have, patriots out there. Someone is in your room gathering information on you. You might think I've lost it, but someone is. Yep. You know that long-haired guy in the back with the 4 tattoos and earrings that drives a motorcycle? Well, 99 out of 100, those are some of the best people you've ever met in your life. Good friends of mine. But then every once in a while, I'm just telling you, there's people coming in. They continue to want you to believe you have a chance, right? The hill that you climb if you've not been picked by them to succeed someone is enormous. All right. I got to go. It's 11:03. Maybe the Georgia Supreme Court. They're all Republicans. Everything's Republicans. You just wake up one day thinking we'll win something, don't you? I'll see you tomorrow morning.